This video is sponsored by FlexiSpot. Can I ask you a question? How would you feel if you spent hours upon hours, days upon days, weeks upon weeks, working on something that was never to be seen by anyone because someone else decided that for you? Imagine being so excited, so passionate, so happy about creating a work of art that you want the entire world to see. And then for circumstances out of your control entirely, that entire project is shut down and canceled. But what if that still didn't stop you? You kept fighting to keep that dream alive, you fight to see your vision to the end, and by some sheer miracle, you were able to get your movie made and put out in front of everybody. And it's actually good. It actually came out great. Yeah, I'm talking about Nimona. Now, if you don't know what Nimona is, well, you're in for a treat. This movie just released on Netflix, and it brought such an insane smile to my face for the entire runtime. Yeah, you heard that right. Netflix of all people, saved this movie's life and let it see the light of day after Disney tried snuffing its light out for good, but I'll get to that in a second. This movie is wonderful, and I just want to express that in the beginning of this video that I think it deserves your watch and support. It follows Nimona, a shapeshifter who is all punk rock and wants to disrupt the establishment and stuff. It takes place in this very intriguing world featuring a fantastic mix of futuristic sci-fi and traditional medieval aesthetics. The film is also gay. There's this guy, Ballister Blackheart, who is your typical soldier knight guy who just wants to do right by his kingdom, and his best friend, Ambrosius Golden Loin. Dude got a golden dick. The cast of characters are fun, imaginative, full of personality through and through. It gave me such a nostalgic feeling with the way that characters interact with the world, the undeniable charm of how these characters interact with each other and the ones around them. The setting is interesting and constantly showing you new ways that this world functions. Background characters seem like people that actually exist here, and you are just begging to see more of what this world has by the end. The music is fun, and while a little generic at times, it does a great job servicing each scene. This film isn't perfect, not by a long shot. There's a lot of flaws that I'll get into, but despite all of those flaws, this is a strong story with a great sense of heart. For it to release in the quality that it is a massive feat itself. Yeah, this movie, like I mentioned, was canceled, killed, literally dead. Originally in production by Blue Sky, rest in peace. This movie began conception all the way in 2015, with Fox acquiring the rights to adapt the beloved comic of the same name. This movie was promised to be the most ambitious and fresh thing ever made by Blue Sky. It was their biggest project yet, even boasting about how this would be the very first LGBTQ+ forward animated movie. Not a secondhand thought, not an undertone, just actually front and center in its story and its themes. Now, this was huge for animation because for once, there would exist an animated movie that doesn't hold back on being gay. It's a step forward for animation and movies in general, but then Disney acquired Fox in 2019 and eventually shut down Blue Sky and canceled Nimona, despite it being so deep in production. Yep. Classic Disney, who would have guessed? And this is why this movie releasing is so important, because while Disney themselves are still having their first ever gay character with each new movie, Netflix of all people, let this movie see the light of day on their platform. Along with Annapurna Pictures swooping in to help with production and get this made, we are finally here. And the movie is good. It's actually good. Nimona centers around Ballister, a knight about to be knighted in front of his kingdom alongside his best friend and crush. During the knighting ceremony, he is framed for murder of the queen, losing his arm in a process cut off by his best friend crush. What? Now that's a great setup for a story. We then see Nimona, who is an outcast. She has no place in the world. She set herself up as a villain and wants to do villain things. She sees Ballister, mistakes him for a villain as well, and goes to find him and team up with him, and chaos ensues from there. The story, it's simple, but super fun. It doesn't do anything revolutionary plot-wise, but what it does well. The character introductions are top-notch, the initial hook is jarring and engaging. When Nimona goes to break Ballister out of jail, it leads to some very great world building just in a fun action scene. As they escape, she transforms into different animals, showing off the capabilities of her powers, but as they go through room to room, you can see just how this world operates politically. This is a world that adores the legends of dragons and and knights and everything royal, but still has advanced far beyond they even realize. They have holograms and techie computers, but still have roundtable meetings and medieval-style castles, while still having hover bikes and trains. It's fun, it's a great mix of everything. It's a world that has progressed and advanced, but its rulers and leaders haven't. It's so simple, but so well done. It does a much better job at mixing the fantasy and modernist aesthetic than Onward did. And I was an Onward defender, because here in this movie, the aesthetic actually matters to the plot and the story. You see a world stuck in old ways, while it's clear to everyone that they don't have to be. You see people too scared by preconceived notions that they created for themselves, and seeing something different just gives them immense fear for something they just don't understand. Art is mostly reflective of the current state of society, and for a film like Nimona to release now, right now, I think is very, very important. Because while studios will try to silence stories like this, or cancel it, or just never let it release, or do the bare minimum, it's great to see something be what it wanted to be. It's great to see someone's work realized and someone's love shown. Now, not everything in this movie works. For example, the punk rock aesthetic. Definitely along the ways, I think it was lost in production. What you have here is a great story about political rulers and tyranny and dismantling oppression, but the punk rock aesthetic just wasn't mixing with it enough, which is ironic because it's punk rock. Some of the dialogue can be pretty lame, but honestly, it's not too jarring and is made better by the voice performances. Chloe Grace Moretz does a great job bringing Nimona to life. Same with Riz Ahmed and Eugene from the Try Guys. That's crazy. The animation is great, shockingly for how rocky the production was. There are times when you can tell that corners had to be cut, but they do a fantastic job of still making this a realized and gorgeous world. Characters are expressive and can stretch and bend in all shapes and directions. Nimona's shapeshifting is fun and adds great energy to every scene. Overall, this is just a really solid movie that I'm happy saw the light of day, because it very well could have been canceled forever. Heck, even if Disney never initially canceled it, who knows what they might have done with the actual release. Not to keep beating a dead horse, but I just saw that Disney removed a movie from Disney Plus less than 3 months after it released on its own platform. And well, now you just can't watch it anymore. It's just gone. Someone's entire work, their time, it's all gone. And you can argue to a movie's quality to if it was good or not, but that's just not how movies should be treated. It's just not right. And the same thing could have happened to Nimona, and the same thing could have happened to Nimona. Who knows? It could have stuck with Disney and then erased whenever they felt like they didn't want it anymore. And that's just disgusting to treat art like that. The current situation of streaming services and what they've been doing to the products that they release is so disrespectful to everyone who just wants to make something or be in the entertainment industry. Because even if you fight to get something made and released, it still might not be enough for these big companies who just treat art like chess pieces. And I can't believe for once in my life, I am praising Netflix for this being on their platform. Let's just hope that it stays on that platform. I'm watching you, Netflix. Don't you dare remove it. Overall, Nimona is a great watch, and I give it an 8 out of 10. Go watch it. Just go watch it, alright? But you know what else you should watch? Your posture, which you can fix with a standing desk from FlexiSpot. Today's sponsor. FlexiSpot offers high-quality adjustable height desks that suit your needs, and they come in a variety of different colors and builds, but I chose this bad boy right here. This is 48 inches of beauty. I love this thing. You see, I've been wanting to upgrade my PC setup for a long time, and fortunately enough, FlexiSpot approached me about their products and I was over the moon. What you see here is a premium quality desk with a metal frame and adjustable height. Oh baby! I can put this thing in the clouds or have it comfortably low to the ground. I love this thing. And putting it together was so easy. It was like 3 parts that you just screw together and bam. You can even set different height levels so it'll automatically switch when you want it to be in standing mode or sitting mode. It has USB ports to charge your phone. Say hi to my cat, Winston. Hi, Winston. I'm so excited to move my entire setup over to this thing because it is nice. Thank you to FlexiSpot for sponsoring this video.